Right, let's go. Amazing. I love this part of the call, when everybody's coming in. This is so good. Thank you guys something for jumping in. This is amazing to see everybody. Great to have everybody coming in. Seeing all of the cameras light up. Mr. O'Donnell, great to see you here. The King, what is in the house? Jeff, great to see you, man. Guys, we are teaching this morning. We are going to be talking about some pretty cool stuff. Thank you so much for joining me. If there's people that aren't here that should be, you know who they are. Ping them on Facebook, ping them on school in our community there, and get them in. Mr. Jared Holmes is in the house, the Boulder man himself. Amazing to see you, bro. So good to have everybody coming in. Thank you for joining us. I'm going to introduce my special guest in just a minute, who has been a longtime friend and somebody that I have unintentionally been ghosting over the last couple of weeks as we've been getting everything organized, and it's just been crazy busyness. But I share love for this man. We actually first connected doing a Facebook course together, and I watched him go from a startup marketer, somebody that had an idea and getting a bit of a concept together. And then I watched him just freaking dominate and turn his business into an ATM, I guess. I watched him and his business partner just accelerate massively. He has been nothing short of spectacular in my time of knowing him. And it's going to give me a lot of pleasure to introduce him. I'm going to do that in just a second. So I've got my ops manager, Kyle's in the house as well. If you guys have had any dealings with Comet Suite, anything to do with White Label Suite over the last 2 years, Kyle has been the man that's made that happen, and we honor you and thank you every single day for that, mate. It's great to have you here. So guys, we're going to be teaching today, and yes, there is going to be a product for sale on this call, and that's going to be the incredible program from Webinar Kit. We talked about the last couple of weeks, we talked about webinars. So there is going to be a product for sale on this call. And I want you guys to know firmly as we get started that this is a central piece of our Comet Suite and White Label Suite marketing kit. This is a tool that we literally use every single day. We have Facebook ads running to this tool right now, and we absolutely count on it. Things I love about this tool, we're going to get into a little bit later on the call as well. Things I love are the integration and automations that this webinar platform allows us to use. So over the last couple of weeks, guys, just say hi in the chat box, by the way. I'm not going to ask you to write essays as I never do, but have you guys got some good benefit over the last couple of weeks? We talked about, hey, Jared, we talked about freeing up your calendar by doing one-to-many sales. And we looked at the framework that it takes to build good sales webinars. And we looked at some of the processes about the way that you can use one-to-many environments to completely change your business. And again, we talked about the fact that that doesn't need to be 1 to 1,000. You can start with literally 1 to 5. We talked about creating workshops. We looked at AI prompts that were able to build your entire training and teaching components of your calls in just a few moments. So all of that has been in, I guess, the month of February, talking about one-to-many, taking your sales opportunity one-to-many. And I've kept you guys up to date on the stats, right? So 2 weeks ago, I said that I had personally done 123 sales calls in 3 hours because we'd had webinar after webinar after webinar. So I had done 3 sales calls. And then last week, that number was over 200. And this week, I'm absolutely thrilled to say we took our workshop recording and we've pushed it into what we call an evergreen webinar, which means that it runs automatically and we still have people coming in and getting all the automations and stuff, which again, I'll go through in just a second. And so we've added, I think, 80 something people to our sales presentation tally, right? And this time, my total involvement is 0. So we have had an incredible growth. And again, using the Webinar Kit platform has allowed us to do that. So as we've got a whole bunch of people in, Dave Smith, amazing to see you, mate. Thank you so much for being a long-time customer and friend. Hope everything's going well for you as well. We are going to introduce my special guest. As I said, this man is a legend of marketing. He's created an incredible platform called Webinar Kit. He has developed and grown that platform over the last years to be an absolute match-for-match player on any of the other webinar platforms that are out there. He's somebody that has excelled in customer service. He's made sure that his team and his people are the right people for us to deal with. And as I said, we stand behind this product firmly as a massive part of what we do. He's a legend and a friend. Great pleasure to introduce Mr. Stefan Cianco. Hey, bud, how are you?
Yeah, thanks for the intro, Walt. That was lovely.
Good to see you, man. Good to see you.
Yeah,
I
great
hung
to
out
see
with
you
guys. I
too.
hung out with Stefan as I said, we kind of got together on a Facebook training course with Dave. Yeah, you remember that? And I
Yep,
watched you
yep.
like that was like 5 weeks, I think, of like 1 hour a week of Dave putting that workshop together. At the beginning, you were like, "How do I do this? Where does this go? And how does what do you mean by that video? How does that all work?" And by the end, you were racking up like positive ROA days every single day. You were like, "Spend 100, make 400. Spend 300, make 1,200." It was an incredible journey. But dude, since then, like your platform's just gone ballistic.
Oh yeah, thanks. Yeah, I mean, like you said, we started off, we're doing a lot of Facebook ads. I mean, obviously marketing is important, and when you can get a system in place, like you talked about automated webinars, ads, we can get some simple systems in place, good things can happen. And obviously Webinar Kit has been doing really well, like you said, just focusing on what works, and hopefully we can show people what works today.
Amazing, amazing, dude. Well, so we've got the lessons that we talked about 2 weeks ago, last week's lesson, guys. We've got that in our school environment. So this training, this kind of 3-part training, is a combination of all of the things that we talked about, and now we're going to put the tech into it. So now we're going to see what the platform is and how it's going to work and how it gets used. And guys, I do want to throw this out there as well. Whether you purchase Webinar Kit or not, we're also going to do a bonus training on how to use Webinar Kit and GHL together, how they fit, and how you can literally build an evergreen funnel moving forward. So that training is going to be in the school environment as well. I'm not sure if we're going to do it live, but I'll do that training and make sure that that's part 4 of the training. So part 1, why do we do this? How does it all work? How do we put this together? Part 2, how do we build successful webinars? Part 3, with stuff on like how do we create great tech and how do we use incredible tools in this space to make magic things happen? And then part 4 is going to be, okay, putting it all together so that you can run one-to-many workshops and webinars all day, every day, and build successful businesses as a result. Stefan, I'm going to hand the reins to you, bro. I've got my notepad standing by. Guys, listen up. Let's get some tech knowledge going on and see how the tools here can help you grow your business. Over to you, bro.
All right. Thank you, Walt. All right. How's everyone doing? Give me a 1 in the chat box, just making sure you guys can see me, hear me. Everything's all good on the tech side. Awesome. Very, very cool. Where's everybody coming in from? I know Walt didn't ask. Walt knows you guys a lot better than I do, but where is everybody coming in from real quick? I just want to kind of get a feel. Awesome. We've got Australia, Brisbane, Vegas. I was going to say, Walt, you've got the Australia crew.
Yeah,
A
man,
lot of
we got them tied
Australians.
up here.
Well, yeah. Awesome. Very cool. All right. So we got a pretty worldwide audience. We've got people in a lot of people in Australia. I guess it must be pretty early over there right now, right? 5
Yeah,
a.m.
just gone 8 a.m. on this side.
8 a.m. Okay, so it's a little okay. It's still kind of on the early side. We've got some Americans coming on. We've got basically it looks like all Australians and Americans. All right, well that's a good crowd. All right, well I'm gonna go ahead and just share my screen real quick, guys, just making sure you guys could see it. So I'm gonna be talking about a few things today, like Walt said. But the first thing I want to do is just let you guys know that one of the main things I'm going to be sharing about, just like Walt said, is going to be how to grow your business with automated events. And those events have been very powerful for my business. As Walt said, they've been very powerful for his business. So I'm going to be talking about that. And then the second thing I'm going to be talking to you about is how you can build massive recurring revenue in your business very, very easily by leveraging automated events. So I'm going to be sharing both of those things with you today. So I'm just going to go ahead and dive right in here. But listen, at the end of the day, if your business is missing any of these things, you're definitely going to want to pay attention here. So, lead flow, consistent lead flow, conversions, automation, trust from your audience. If you're needing more trust, if you want people to see you as an authority, which is very important in sales, a fan base, consistent qualified booked calls, high phone closing rates. And as Walt talked about, the power of scalability of one-to-many sales versus one-to-one, then you're definitely going to want to pay attention here. So Walt already gave me an introduction, so I won't spend too much time here. But essentially, guys, my name's Stefan. I'm from New York. I used to be a mechanical engineer. I kind of got into the online marketing space 8 years ago. Over those 8 years, I've learned a lot. But webinars were a really, really powerful component of how I grew my business. But eventually, you can't run live webinars every day. Unfortunately, you're going to burn out. It's just not possible. So you need a way to automate. And when you can combine one-to-many selling with automation, you can really turn things into something really, really powerful. And we've been able to help a lot of people come in and do that with their own business as well. So before we get started, let's go ahead and address the big elephant in the room when it comes to doing webinars. You might be saying to yourself, well, I'm an introvert and maybe, I can't be doing webinars because, I'm super introverted or I don't want to get on camera. And here's the thing with what I'm going to show you, you don't need to be even going live with webinars. You don't even have to do one live. If you do want to do one live, that's great. But what I'm going to be showing you today is 10 times easier than that. So if you comment yes and stay till the end, we actually have an amazing webinar template for you that we're going to give you today. So I just want to make sure everyone's going to be paying attention here. But yeah, like basically, guys, this is going to be a nice little template for you. And this is combined from not just learning from one person, but I took the best of like 5 different webinar templates when I got started with webinar marketing from all the people that you may have heard of. They have their own templates. I basically looked at all of them and said, this is what works for me. I took the best of each piece and made my own. So this is, you're not going to see a webinar template like this anywhere else. So you definitely want to get your hands on that one. So guys, like I said, one of the most important assets in your business is a webinar presentation, right? I drew this in Paint, so I'm very proud of it, but essentially we've got one-to-one sales and we've got one-to-many sales. At the end of the day, it's much easier to get people understanding who you are, build authority, build trust, build likability, all of that when you're doing it with a lot of people versus having to do that sales call one-to-one, which can burn you out very, very quickly. That's the general idea. It can take many forms. So there's live webinars, automated webinars, one-day webinars, weekly series, challenges, monthly webinars. There's really, at the end of the day, they're all called a lot of different things, but they're the same thing at the end of the day, which is basically just the ability to get in there and get your message out with the right format to people. So the goal of that webinar is, like I said, you want to nurture and you want to convert, right? I have a friend who runs a dating app, and I was talking to him the other day. Well, actually, I'm sorry, I was talking to him a few months ago. And essentially, he was telling me that he surveyed his audience of everyone who was on the dating app. He sent them an email and he's like, hey, if we were to release a coaching program for dating, for $3,000, would that be, what would you guys say about that? And almost everyone in the audience came back and said, nah, that's too much money. And I was like, well, that's because you didn't convert them, right? And he was like flabbergasted by what I was saying. I'm like, do you understand? You can't just go to the average person and say, hey, give me $3,000 for coaching. It doesn't work. You need to convert them. You need to show them the value of the coaching, that you have to build trust with them. You have to build authority. And if you don't do that, you're not going to get the conversion. So lo and behold, he actually gave him my template, the one that you guys are all going to get at the end of this call, and basically said, go out and build a webinar, follow this template. It's very simple. And basically, he built the template. He sent that automated webinar to his audience, and he converted 20 clients on the first automated webinar. And I was like, I thought that they didn't want to buy. I thought it was too expensive. And he's like, well, I guess I understand the power of the webinar and nurturing and converting now. So lo and behold, that's a simple explanation there. But again, this webinar presentation, sales and clients, engagement, nurture, booked calls, it basically does everything for you. And on today's training, you're going to walk away with that automated growth blueprint that you can leverage in any niche. Guys, this is going to work whether you're brand new or advanced. You're going to be able to get value from this. And it works in any sort of business, whether you're in software or a course seller, you're an agency, or I imagine we have a lot of agencies on the call today, coach, whatever you're doing, this is going to be able to work for you. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. So at the end of the day, the first thing I want to talk about is the exact webinar framework that can blow up any business from scratch. So essentially, when you come into it, you don't want to just aimlessly try to generate leads without a proven system, just like what Walt was saying earlier, right? Like when I started learning marketing a few years ago, or really getting good at it a few years ago, I realized that there's certain steps that need to be put in order, and there's not that many steps, right? But you do need to make sure you do it in an organized way. You can't just go out and post randomly on Facebook or run ads and hope you're going to get results. You need to have like an actual system in place, right? So I've been in the position of the inconsistent sales, feeling burned out, overworked, doing live webinars all the time, and being on that hamster wheel. And I could still run live webinars now. It's not like I'm stuck, running like, not like I only have to do automated webinars, right? Like I could do automated and live, but the fact that I have a lot of automations in place That makes it so when I do live webinars, I don't feel overwhelmed or burnt out because it's like, all right, I'm doing them sparingly, you know? And what I learned is that you do need that automated sales process. So that's literally what we're going to be talking about. But basically, at the end of the day, guys, there's no elevator success. You have to take the stairs. The expectation is it's going to be linear like that, but the reality is that there's going to be some gaps in the staircase there, and then things like this can happen again if you're not just building simple things, and we don't want that to happen. So after hundreds of split tests, actually, I'm kind of curious which one you guys think turns into a sale: a person in an awesome and fun video explanation, or someone who's scrolling through like a long form sales page with tons of content. Let me know in the chat box which one do you think is going to convert better. Jared says A. Let's get some other guesses in there. Abe says A. Walt says both work, but for high ticket A. Peter says A. King says A. Tiffany says A. Kirk says duh. So why is that though, guys? Why do you think that is that A converts better? Okay, we all said A, right? Which we're obviously on a call for something like this. But why do you think that is? I'm just kind of curious. Why do you think that it works so much better? Got audience engagement, people buy from people, personalized feeling of walkthrough, genuine and real. Okay, so all good guesses. So guys, it really actually comes down to this is the main thing, right? All those pieces are important. We've talked about that. But when it comes to consuming content, this is another thing you guys may not have thought of. There's two different ways that people consume content. Linear and sporadic. So linear audiovisual consumption, that's like watching a movie, right? So can you imagine if you went to the movies and you watched the first 10 minutes of the movie and then it skipped to the end and then it went to the middle and then it went back to the first 20%, the bottom 80%, you're going to have no clue what's going on with that movie because it wasn't presented to you in the order it was meant to be presented, right? Movies are very similar to webinars in that way, where basically with a webinar, you want the information to be presented in a certain order because you're trying to lead someone to a conclusion. And to get there, there's often a specific order of beliefs that need to be overcome to get to that final conclusion, or certain things that people need to believe. And a webinar is allowing people to follow that content in the specific order. With a sales page, they're scrolling, they're reading the headline, they're going to the price, they're going to the middle of the sales page. They're doing all of these different things when they're not consuming the message in the order that you were intended. Now, it doesn't mean that you're not going to get sales from a sales page, right? Obviously, we all sell on sales pages. I sell on sales pages, but that webinar is going to lead to much higher conversions because people are consuming your message in order. And that makes a massive difference. Okay. A person that watches a webinar is a much hotter lead and it drastically increases conversions. Now, again, a webinar could be called, I see people calling these things all sorts of things these days. I've seen webinars, workshops, demos, trainings, challenges, mini webinars is a new thing. Okay. So it's all the same stuff at the end of the day, guys. People are following the process. Quick story. I have back problems, and literally not that long ago, I ended up going to, I had to go to a chiropractor. And I was Googling and I was like looking for chiropractors in my area. And I noticed that all the chiropractors, they had roughly the same generic website. They had the same reviews on Google. I didn't really notice anything in there that was like really drawing me to any of them until one of them, I got to their website. And what do I see sitting on the website? I see a webinar replay. So I immediately click it and watch it. And I was like, I'm going to this chiropractor because even though me, an advanced webinar marketer, saw that webinar and I knew right away, this guy understood my pain because he spoke the words of what I was feeling better than I could have spoken them myself. Where you don't get that from the reviews on Google, you don't get that from a standard website. Just having that webinar on his website differentiated him from all of his competition. And guess what? It was so hard to get an appointment there. I had to wait like a week or two. And chiropractors, most of them will take you the same day. This guy had a line out the door to go see him because of how well that webinar was helping him convert. So again, power of webinars work incredibly well. So let's go ahead and talk about the 3-step webinar framework that turns cold, skeptical leads into hungry buyers begging to pay you. So every single person here will be able to put together a business-changing webinar with what I'm showing you. So I'm going to go into the basics of the webinar framework. There's 3 things. There's a vehicle, an objection killer, and then the no-brainer offer, okay? So let's use an example in this case for 3 different types of businesses. One is an information course, one is a paid advertising agency in SaaS, and one is a coaching business. So at the end of the day, do you guys remember this slide, these slides that I was showing you earlier? What was I actually doing there? Okay. I was literally showing you guys a vehicle. All right. Basically, that you need to have a webinar presentation. That was the vehicle that I'm showing you guys, right? It's pretty simple at the end of the day. I literally came in and I was like, what's the thing that's going to get people to where they need to go? In this case, it's a webinar. With my friend's dating app, it was a matchmaking service, right? So he needed to first show people that dating apps stink and he should be doing they should be hiring a matchmaker. That was the big idea of the vehicle. So that's the first thing you need to do to have a successful webinar, right? When it comes down to it, you need to think in terms of, so for the next part, the objection killer, you need to think in terms of what's called inversion thinking. If you know your audience, right, whatever your audience is, you need to think about what are the biggest objections that are going to stop them from taking action, right? So with webinars, one of the objections is, oh, I don't want to present live. I tried to get in front of that objection with you guys on this call. So when it comes down to it, I want you to think about in your audience, write down, you could write it down. What are the biggest objections your audience has for your big idea, for your vehicle, right? What's the thing you're selling? What's the thing that you need to overcome? What are the things they're going to say, like, I don't need that. So maybe, for example, if you're in the health niche, just to give an example, maybe you're going to sell, that they need to be doing ketogenic diet, right? Well, they're going to say, well, I don't know how I could live without carbs. So you could address that and say, well, here's how you do it, without having to eat carbs and never miss them, right? Those are the things you need to be thinking about. That's inversion thinking. Just like this case, right? This is what I literally put out here. The big elephant in the room was that a lot of people don't want to run live webinars. So I said, you don't have to run live webinars with what I'm showing you, right? You want to call out the objection in all of your messaging. At the end of the day, don't hide from objections, right? A lot of people try to just gloss over it and they think, oh, well, if I ignore this objection, people won't think about it and they'll buy from me. But it doesn't work that way. You actually want to tackle those objections head on and say, here's the objections and here's why those objections are something that you don't have to worry about. And the better job you do with that, there's going to be no reason for people not to buy from you. So that's the objection killer, right? The third thing is the no-brainer offer, right? You have to be thinking in terms of making an offer that is so attractive that people say it would be stupid for me to miss out on this. So what are the things that you can add to the no-brainer offer, right? So at the end of the day, that could be something like making sure you have a course component, right? So learning, whatever niche you're in, whatever you're selling, whether you're an agency or you're a coach, you want to include different pieces. A course is an amazing piece to include. You can include something done for you. So you want to think in terms of the roadmap. So the roadmap is the first thing you want to include. You want to include automation, so things to make things go faster. And then you want to include something that basically takes away the work from them. So if you can include those different pieces, that's going to really enhance your offer and it's going to make it that people have no reason not to buy from you. So if you could think in terms of all of that, you're going to be in good shape. So we've got some people that are applying automated webinars and getting great results. So I'm just going to go ahead and show you guys what you really want to see, which is the automated sales machine here. So guys, more leads and sales without going live. So you could have two different types of webinars, live webinars and automated webinars, right? But basically when you add automation, things just become so much easier. This is an example of an automated webinar I ran. So what's cool is when you run automated webinars, you don't need to be thinking about going live all the time. You can focus on one thing, which is generating more leads, right? So you have your automated machine that's going to convert people. All you need to do is get more people to watch that presentation. And again, when you take my template that I'm giving you at the end of this presentation, that becomes very, very easy. So at the end of the day, this is an example, right? I drove 343 registrants to this automated webinar, right? I didn't have to do anything. I just focused on making sure people were butts in seats to an automated event. That generated literally almost $50,000 in revenue, $24,449 up front, and then another $23,928 in potential rebills, right? Just from the automated event. So I literally didn't have to do anything. I just made sure people showed up to that automated event. And this is the power of when you have systems like this in place, what can happen. Now, live webinars are great, but they do have limitations. They require you to be fully live. There's potential for unrehearsed blunders. So for example, maybe some tech goes bad or you mess up and then that hurts your conversions. The potential for tech issues, they're tiring and tedious. Oftentimes you're giving the same presentation over and over again, and people are constrained to show up at a set time and date. So that's where automated events come in. So with automated events, it's a seamless presentation every time. You can automate over 100 events every single month, making it easy for more people to show up when convenient, meaning more leads and sales. no potential for live blunders, and no need to go live over and over again. You can automate any virtual events. You can automate a sales webinar. You can automate a challenge, a workshop, even trainings. You can automate any of these things. So that's really, really powerful. So actually, this slide is from our automated webinar itself. So this presentation I'm doing live right now, we have in an automated format right on our website, so that when people come to our website, they join through the automated webinar and they see this presentation. So you could have something just like this in your business, where you have this awesome presentation and people could watch it on demand. And I'll be showing you more of that later. But basically, you've been held back from maximizing your success by not having an automated webinar. So simple math and other systems are basically to blame. There's a lot of automated webinar software out there that are just not great, unfortunately. And one of the reasons we actually created our software is that another one didn't even autoplay video, meaning people would come in and they would go to the watchroom page, and essentially on the watchroom page, they'd have to actually press the button to play the video. And I'm like, how is that a simulated webinar? Live webinar event when they have to press the play button? I'm like, that's no different than just watching a video. And that's when we had the idea to actually go in there and fix that, right? So you have to make sure that your tech is really something that actually does what it says it's going to do. So those are really, really important pieces, right? Now, when it comes down to it, that's a big part of it. What I'm actually going to do now is switch and show you guys a quick video, a quick demo video of what we've got. Real quick, I'm just going to go ahead and pull that up. Let's see here. Second. So, well, actually, before I do that, guys, I'm going to stop sharing my screen real quick. Okay, so make sure. Can you guys see my screen here? Does it say
Yep.
how to unlock multiple recurring income streams? Okay, so
Gotcha.
guys, those are the basics of webinars and automation, right? So the other part that I want to quickly go over with you guys is how to unlock multiple recurring streams in your business. All right, so you come in, you set up an automated webinar, or you set up your webinar with the right template that I'm going to be giving you guys. You then can take that and automate it. What are going to be the next steps of what you could do from there? Well, depending on the platform you're using, basically a lot of platforms will cost you money, right? So basically they're going to come in and they're going to charge you $300, $400, $500 a month for whatever it is. Some of them only do automated webinars and they charge you X amount of money. And then from there, you're not getting anything out of it. You're not able to make money from that opportunity. So what's really cool is in addition to that, or in addition to, losing that money, there's opportunities out there to have your software work for you to actually make you money. And that's kind of what I wanted to touch on real quick right here, which is why I have this quick little slideshow called How to Unlock Multiple Recurring Income Streams in Your Business Without Burning a Hole in Your Wallet. So what you're going to learn today is is going to help you add recurring income to your business, both in the form of passive software sales or high ticket recurring services without having to develop the software yourself or spend all of your time manually delivering those high ticket services. And this is going to allow you to build powerful recurring income in your business. That means you're not starting from scratch every single month. Add multiple income streams to build stability in your business. Add real valuation to your company. Most people buying companies, value companies with one-time income as worth close to nothing, and do all of this without having to develop your own software or spend all of your time delivering tedious high-ticket services. So essentially, actually, I'm sorry about that, guys. I'm gonna Actually, yeah. So yeah, when you stay till the end, guys, we actually do have a very special webinar deal for you that we're going to be talking about, like Walt said. So who's this presentation for? So it's for marketing agencies looking to add more powerful recurring income streams and passive income from software sales, where the work is done for you and you just collect revenue. Business and marketing coaches and course sellers who only have one-time revenue and want an easy, powerful way to add business-saving recurring income to start every month with guaranteed money coming in, and high-level users looking to add a powerful set of tools to their snapshot and stand out to make sure they make more money by charging more and offering more services. So I already kind of shared this part with you guys, so I'm not going to talk too much about that. But at the end of the day, guys, one of the most important things you can do in your business, combined with automation, is to build recurring revenue. Okay. So I had some issues in my own business where I didn't have any recurring revenue coming in. So I had to figure out a way to kind of fix that. And that's when I realized that, at the end of the day, it was very, very important for me to add that. So Webinar Kit was my first go ahead with recurring revenue in my business. Before that, I was doing coaching. I did have some agency services, but at the end of the day, I was mostly dealing with one-time revenue. And developing a software, as Walt will also tell you, is very hard. And at the end of the day, the stress of running a software is one few will ever come to know and understand. So you really need to, if you want to build recurring income with software, you're going to have a hard time doing that on your own. We did it the hard way with building recurring revenue with software, and I'm going to explain you the easy way to basically build that recurring revenue in your business without having to do it the hard way. So that's why I'm sure you're excited for me to share this with you. So guys, I want to share two main things with you after now that we've covered automated webinars. And by the way, guys, I'm kind of jumping between two presentations because there's a lot that I wanted to cover with you guys today. So bear with me as I'm kind of improvising here a little bit. But I want to show you the big picture of why you need recurring revenue and multiple income streams in your business yesterday, and give you the under the hood look at a way that you can add this to your business. If you're an agency, a high level user, or a marketing or business coach or course seller. So what are those three secrets to build business stabilizing passive recurring income to start every month with peace of mind? Well, secret number one is one-time income will kill you. So one-time income leads to lots of problems. You need to generate new sales every month. It creates unpredictability in sales, leading to serious stress and uncertainty. It's harder to maintain and sustain. Your company is worth close to nothing. Okay. At the end of the day, if recurring revenue isn't part of your business model, you got to buckle up, because introducing subscriptions to your product or service can increase your valuation up to 8 times of that of comparable businesses. So one of the most attractive things about recurring revenue is it does provide that stable financial base to your business. And guys, I want you to keep this in mind, combining everything else we've already talked about. We talked about why webinars are important. We talked about why automating webinars is important. But now I want you to keep this concept of recurring revenue in your business as well, and adding more recurring revenue streams. All right, it's all going to add up to something here. But before I show you that, at the end of the day, if you have only one-time revenue in your business is worth at best 0.5 times revenue. That's pretty low. That's actually a generous number too. So like if you have a low percentage of recurring revenue in your business is not worth a lot of money. So if your business is generating $1 million a year, your business, and it's all one-time revenue, your business might be worth $500,000. Whereas if it was a software company or an agency and you had $1 million in recurring, your business could be worth anywhere from $3 to $12 million, which is a very big difference compared to $500,000, right? So building that recurring income and multiple recurring income streams is extremely important. So now I want to talk about secret number 2 real quick, was that you can diversify without spending years of your time and $500,000 coding your own software, or spending all of your time delivering tedious high ticket services. So guys, developing your own software to add recurring income can cost you anywhere from $50,000 to $300,000 to get an MVP set up, a minimum viable product. And that's a lot of money. And that's just your minimum viable product. When someone comes in and sees that, they're literally going to want all these changes. There's going to be bug fixes, and that's just the minimum you're going to spend to get started, let alone having to go in and create all these additional things. So it's a lot of money. And on top of that, you're looking at minimum 3 to 10 months to get that minimum viable product set up. That's a lot of money and a lot of time. Now, let's say that you actually do spend 10 months and hundreds of thousands of dollars to get your software set up, right? Well, then it comes to the really horrible fact that 90% of software actually fail. So you could end up spending literally $50,000 to $300,000, 10 months of your time to get the minimum viable product before having to spend more money and more time, and still have a 90% chance of failure. Those are not good odds as far as what I could see. So how do you manage to add recurring revenue if it's this hard with this many roadblocks? Well, that's where white label software comes in. So I actually call white labeling software a life hack. So the software is already developed. It has passed product market fit, and it has a user base. So you know that this is something that someone already wants. You simply come in, brand it to your own, and start selling. It saves you years of headache and hundreds of thousands of dollars developing a tool that has a 90% chance of not achieving product market fit and failing. And it lets you add passive recurring income to your business instantly. And it lets you add various income streams to your business, like high ticket recurring income, nearly effortlessly. It also saves your business from having that no recurring income situation and a horrible valuation. If it's not good enough for you, I'm sorry, if it's not good enough for the people that would ever want to buy your business, it shouldn't be good enough for you. So that's secret number two, which is that you can diversify without spending years of your time and $500,000 coding your own software or spending all of your time delivering tedious high ticket services. So that brings me to secret number three, which is the ultimate white label solution to add multiple low ticket and high ticket recurring income streams to your business. And basically, we took Webinar Kit, the platform we were talking about a little bit before, and we actually created a powerful white label solution that lets you rebrand the entire software to your own in 10 minutes. You can see the login page here. This literally becomes under your own brand, which is really, really powerful. And once you do that, once it is your own brand, you're basically going to log in and you're going to be able to, in addition to running your own automated and live webinars, have sub accounts that you could sell to build recurring income in your business. So now your software is, instead of costing you money, it's actually making you money. Basically, at the end of the day, there's easy to use when you log in. There's easy to use dashboards to manage all client accounts. So you basically log in and you get access to a simple to use main dashboard. You set up that branding, you add accounts for users, and you easily log into your own account and or any client's sub account to manage webinars and virtual events. We built it to be super, super easy to use. You also get an unbranded help desk, right, for your on your domain. So at the end of the day, you will not have to create any training for your clients or your customers, right? It's all done for you. All the tutorials are there for you. All you have to do is sign up, and then under your custom domain, all those tutorials are there, so people can just go check those out. If you have a virtual assistant or a team member, you could just show them those tutorials that they could get caught up on the tool, and then give those to your customers as well. We also have unbranded Zapier and API access. So in addition to being able to manually create your accounts that you're selling to your clients and customers, you can also automatically create them via the API if you have a developer on your team or you have some development skills. We also have an unbranded Zapier, so you can go in and do that as well. So we also have a powerful high-level integration. So if you're a high-level user, you can add the power of webinars directly to your high-level suite. So guys, and this is what it looks like when you do add that piece in. So guys, in a nutshell, our white label solution lets you offer your software as an upsell on the back end of your course or coaching program for easy recurring revenue, easily sell people accounts that run automated webinars, live webinars, challenges, funnels, meetings, and more. Rest easier knowing you've solved the problem of adding recurring revenue in your business with no associated headaches of doing so. Included as a value maximizer in your offers to increase conversions. Stand out from all of your competition easily by showing you are more efficient with your own software. Add endless new high ticket recurring profit centers by being able to offer services easily with Webinar Kit to clients, including automated webinar funnels, live webinar funnels, challenges, virtual event funnels, management, and more. Use the software to get results for yourself as well as your clients using the power of automated webinars, challenges, and virtual events, and attract new clients and sales by having way more to offer with Webinar Kit White Label. So those are my three secrets here. So that brings me to all the things that we've talked about so far. We talked about the power of automation. We talked about why you need a high converting webinar. Remember, we have a template for you on that high converting webinar. And then also, how can you take the tech that you're going to use for webinars and actually use it to make money for you without having to go and develop your own software by, basically letting you add these additional income streams in your business, right? So basically, with all of that said, you've got now three options. Option one is do nothing. Keep your business where it is, right? Just know the vulnerabilities and stress that you'll continue to suffer by doing so. The second thing is if you do want to add recurring revenue to your business, you can take the fundamental concepts that I showed you on this call and try to build your own software or add recurring income yourself. This works, but it will take you years and at least hundreds of thousands of dollars. That's the way we did it. Or the third option is you can actually join our white label partner program and get going in as little as 10 minutes to grow your business. So, with that said, I'd like to introduce you to our Webinar Kit White Label Partner Program, which works in just three simple steps. The first step is to grab your special Webinar Kit White Label package. This will give you a login directly into the members area so that you can set up your custom branding as well as use your white labeled accounts directly inside of Webinar Kit. You also can customize Webinar Kit entirely to your own software. It takes about 10 minutes to set up. It's very, very easy. You do not need any tech skills. You just go in and you can custom brand everything to your own logo, your own brand, your own domain. And basically from there, that's pretty much it. You can just get started and you can start setting up sub accounts for people, and those sub accounts can bring in revenue for your business. So when you do that, you have a lot of opportunity to make serious money in your business. And again, now your software, which is usually costing you money, is actually going to make you money. So that's really, really powerful. So in a nutshell, becoming a Webinar Kit white label partner will let you install multiple recurring income streams under your own brand to your business in minutes. White label our webinar software to offer automated webinars, live webinars, automated and live trainings, challenges, and other automated virtual events. Plug it right into your high-level snapshot with our special integration and fortify your business with both recurring passive income and high-ticket services that we make it easy for you to deliver. What this means for you is no more waking up worried about where you're going to find new customers because you have recurring income coming in. Peace of mind knowing you've got passive recurring income from multiple income streams. Ability to stand out more than others with your white label webinar secret weapon, and ability to stand out more with your high level snapshot. All right, give me a one in the chat box if you guys want me to kind of show you this in action. I've got a video for you guys that I want to play. Awesome. I see a lot of ones coming in. And what's really cool is in addition to what I've just showed you, and I know we jumped around a bit today, guys, we had to cover the importance of automated webinars. And then I wanted to show you what makes what we do really cool when you combine that. But basically, this demo is going to give you a peek inside Webinar Kit and what our tool does to set up automation for you. But it also shows you that white label opportunity to add recurring revenue, which is a cool combination. So just give me 1 minute here. I'm actually going to stop sharing my screen and pop up that
while you're
video.
doing that, mate, guys, let me just share a quick story. So while Stefan's getting that up there, one of my first successful enterprises online, I created something. I was trying to sell it. I was spending maybe $400 a week on advertising, and I was looking at all of this money going out on ads, and I said, you know what, man, like this is my biggest expense. I should be the one selling the advertising because that's like what the most of my money's going out on ads. How can I be the one selling? I quickly Googled to be able to set up an advertising platform and changed my biggest expense to be my biggest income. We ended up building that advertising business out to around $25,000 a month in recurring revenue and sold it for $250,000, which allowed me to then buy my first house and do all that kind of stuff. The reason I tell you that story is you are going to spend money on tools, period. We spend money on GHL. We spend money on White Label Suite. We spend money on Webinar Kit if you decide to get involved. The cool thing with what Stefan's done there with a white label version is you get to turn that expense into an income. And Stefan, I know you're going to share the pricing with guys, but do you mind if I share something just for a moment? So some of the competitors that Stefan was talking about when he started, the one that you have to click play, it's not an automated solution, all that kind of stuff. Guys, I just want to share 3 different apps that are out there that are not Webinar Kit and the cost that's involved in getting in these programs. So this is the one that Stefan was talking about, although he didn't want to mention any names. Webinar Jam has been on the market for a long time, initially owned by Mike Vilsame, Andy Jenkins, and then sold off. But if you wanted to run an automated webinar platform with Webinar Jam, you're going to want to start at around $79 a month. And that's just to have your own webinars, okay, running without, so that's your cost. One of the I guess, best reviewed systems out there is called Stealth. And if you look at Stealth, you're talking about $100 a month, again, in cost. If you wanted to go to GoToWebinar, these guys, they now have, I had the pricing page there for a second. They are around the same sort of money. And I think you're starting at, there you go, around $129 a month just as a cost. Now, the reason I'm bringing that up is because when you're picking this up as a white label opportunity, you're going to spend money on automated webinar software, right? Like I hope over the last couple of weeks, we've talked about the benefit of that. And Stefan talked about the ability to build lists and create amazing businesses based on the fact that you've got a webinar platform. When Stefan's going to go through the white label version of this, you get to take that cost, which you're going to spend anyway, and you're going to get to turn that into an income. And in my business history, that's one of the best lessons you can ever learn. So, for example, with GHL, with Go High Level, you're going to spend money on an autoresponder or a web host or a page building system. You're going to spend money on that platform anyway. What's amazing about GHL is it allows you to sell it and turn that expense into an income. Same with White Label Suite, with our Comment Suite program. You're going to spend money on lead generation. It allows you to turn that into an income stream. And now with the white label version with Webinar Kit, Stefan's going to go through the pricing and different options there. But guys, I just want you to focus on, if you can turn your expenses into income and make that recurring income, what have you just done to the value of your business? You've nullified your expenses and you're bringing, which you're going to spend anyway, and you're going to turn that into revenue on your bottom line. All right. Nothing better. Take every expense on your balance sheet, on your income and expenses report, and think, how can I turn this into a revenue stream? And you're on the right path. GHL, white label suite, white label. Now with Webinar Kit, being able to, if you're going to buy it anyway, you can white label it and sell it. Who would buy a webinar platform? Coaches, consultants, anybody that has a presentation. As Stefan said, chiropractors. He went to a chiropractor who you wouldn't think would be an ideal client for a webinar platform, but because it was an interactive experience, he's got a line out the door, right? So turn your expenses into income, just a massive, massive tip. Mr. Stefan.
Yeah, no, well said. Walt probably said it 10 times better than I could. So thanks for that, Walt. But yeah, guys, so I'm going to go ahead and just share a quick video with you guys. I want to make sure that the sound is playing. Let's see if it works. I'm just going to go ahead and play. Hopefully we can all hear the sound. Let's see.
Hey, it's Stefan, and I want to welcome you to an awesome demo of our Webinar Kit white label option. So a few things you'll notice on this login page is that the domain is set to Learning Kit. We have the generic My Brand logo on the top left here, and down here the footer is set to Learning Kit. That's because with the white label Webinar Kit option, you can actually custom brand to your own domain name, which is up here, your own logo, and even your own footer down here. And that is going to allow you to completely brand this away from Webinar Kit to your own brand. So let's go ahead and take a look inside of Webinar Kit White Label. So here we are right inside of Webinar Kit White Label, and you can see that the domain name, the brand logo here are both maintained, meaning that when you log in, you're going to see this as your own software. When I go to the top right here, I can actually hover down over settings, and I'll show you just how easy it is to custom brand this to your own software. So when you log into Webinar Kit White Label, one of the first things you're going to be able to do is come here to settings and change the brand name, the fav icon, which is basically the little icon for your website, as well as your logo. And you could literally come in here and custom brand it entirely to your own software. Just like that. It doesn't require any coding skills or any previous experience. And when I come back to the main page here, this is what the main part of the software is going to look like. Now, from here to navigate to the part that's really about the white label, I'm going to go ahead and click sub accounts. So we can actually see here in the demo account, we've got 6 sub accounts set up out of unlimited on this demo account, but depending on which plan you have, you'll be able to see how many sub accounts you have on your plan and how many sub accounts you've used. Of course, depending on the plan you got, you can always purchase more sub accounts later. So to show you how easy it is to go ahead and create more sub accounts for people, the first thing I'm going to be able to do is click on new sub account. And just like that, I can create the email of the person who purchased from me and put their information in here, their email, their name, the password for the sub account. And then I have different options here for what level I would like to give them of the sub account. So for example, administrator is what you would give for a client who is fully purchasing this from you to do all the features. Someone who can create, remove, run webinars, run analytics, everything. The editor cannot actually create webinars, but they can edit existing webinars. The analyst can actually go in and just see analytics. And then the moderator is if you want to give someone access just for the ability to run webinars and moderate things like live chat. So you have maximum flexibility here. And if you're ever unsure what the tier is, we do have these helpful tooltips here to make everything even easier for you. Now, what's also really cool is when creating one of these sub accounts, you can actually decide, am I going to create a sub account for someone to just run automated webinars, to run live webinars, or both? This gives you a ton of flexibility in terms of the types of plans that you would like to sell. Maybe you want to have an automated only plan. Maybe you want to have a live webinar only plan. Maybe you'd like to sell both at the same time. In any case, we can create this sub account and add it into our stack. Now, a few other things to note is that when your customers log into one of your sub accounts, they're going to see your logo over here, and they're also going to see this help option. This help option is really cool because it's basically an unbranded help desk, which means you don't need to go in and create tutorials yourself. We have all of the tutorials unbranded here, and this would be under your domain with your logo here, which is really cool, meaning that when someone comes, these look just like your tutorials because they are. So you actually have all of the tutorials you need, that if you have someone helping you with support like a virtual assistant, you can give them these tutorials and they could quickly get trained up on the tool, as well as which tutorials to give people when they need help. So that makes your support a heck of a lot easier. So in addition to that, if we're back here and we go to see these sub accounts, you can actually click this arrow right here and you have a few options as far as editing the sub account. So all of those details that we just created, you of course have the ability to come back and edit at any time. So don't worry if you need to change those features. In addition to that, we can actually edit webinar access. So what's really cool is that if we have webinars here in the main account, for example, these are webinars for your personal account because this is actually where you run your own webinars, right? The sub accounts are all the accounts of the people that purchased through you directly for your brand. But from this page, let's say that you want to create a webinar. Maybe you're creating a pre-made webinar funnel that helps people sell something, right? And you want to create that. You can actually go ahead and give access to it to your sub accounts. So for example, if I come here, I can actually see all of the options to edit the webinar, and I'll go into how the tech actually works in a minute. But if we come to sub account, I can literally come here and click edit webinar access. And then these are some of the webinars that I've created from my personal account. I can go ahead and add them directly into the sub accounts. So now those sub accounts could be pre-populated with webinar funnels, which gives you tons of flexibilities for maybe adding bonuses for your customers. Like, hey, I'm going to preload some funnels for you. So that makes it even easier for you to do that type of thing. Awesome. So that's how easy it is to go ahead and turn Webinar Kit into your own software with your own custom white label abilities. And just like that, you can now go ahead and create those accounts. Now, in addition to manually creating accounts for your clients, you can actually come down here and see that we have an API. So if you or anyone in your team is a developer, you can use the developer to automatically push out accounts using API. In addition to that, we also have an unbranded Zapier access, meaning that you can set up with our webinar connector Zapier. You can literally set it up so that, let's say someone purchases through PayPal or Thrivecart, or you're using something to achieve the sale. All you need to do is find our Zapier Zap. For example, if someone purchases, you could set it to automatically kick out those details. So there's 3 ways to create the sub accounts for your clients. The first way is manually under new sub account. The second way is through our unbranded Zapier. And the third way is through our API. And once you do that, you also have your unbranded help desk right here. And just like that, you fully white labeled Webinar Kit, and you could use this as a very powerful income stream in your business to build recurring income very, very easily without having to code any software yourself or hire developers or any of that. So just like that, you have the ability to do that. Now, in addition to that, we're not going to make this whole demo about how Webinar Kit actually works, but I do want to show you the actual tech that you're white labeling. So I'm going to go ahead and go under webinars. So again, when you log in, this is what your dashboard is going to look like. You will be able to run all of your personal webinars here. You also have the ability to create your sub accounts, which is where you're going to build another recurring income stream in your business. But in addition to that, you can also take these webinars, your personal webinars, and push them into sub accounts if you'd like. But as far as the actual tech, we do have some more in-depth demos that are not going to be part of this white label demo, but I wanted to show you the tech just a little bit to show you what you're white labeling. So I'm going to go ahead and hover over new webinar, and you're going to see a few options: new automated webinar, new live webinar, and new webinar series. So new automated webinar lets you build an automated webinar funnel. New live webinar lets you create a live webinar funnel, and then new series lets you build a series of webinars. So maybe you want to register people for something like a 3-day webinar or a 5-day challenge. You also have the ability to run challenges and things like that in Webinar Kit as well. And just to show you how easy the flow is, if I click new webinar, new automated webinar, you simply enter a little bit of information about the webinar here. From here, we can choose to either put require attendee sign in or password protect the webinar. In addition to that, we can set our domain. So in this case, it's set to learningkit.net. And basically from there, we can come in and decide for the automated event, when are people going to be able to register for the session? We have instant watch sessions, which basically functions like a video sales letter. We have just-in-time sessions, meaning that people could choose either 5, 10, or 15 minutes in the future to view the webinar. And we also have the ability to add more than one just-in-time session. In addition to that, we can also schedule specific webinar dates. So if I click here, I can choose maybe I want to have a specific day and a time for a webinar, or maybe an ongoing daily webinar or weekly webinar. Just like that, I could come in and start building my funnel. We have the ability for you to literally create your registration pages right on our platform or embed into your own registration funnel or your own webinar funnel built elsewhere, such as ClickFunnels or WordPress or wherever else you host your own pages. So again, you have maximum flexibility to build everything right inside Webinar Kit and hosted by us, or to embed on your own things if you would prefer that. But if I'm going to go ahead and build right in Webinar Kit, I'm going to click here. And this is going to open up our powerful page builder. Now I'm going to come down here and click browse templates, of which we have a ton of high converting pre-built templates in here for you to build your high converting webinar registration page. So from this, you can actually see how easy it is to set up. You can even drag and drop things. You don't need any skills to do this. It's so easy. You don't need any coding skills, but we have everything in here, including the ability to add HTML. You can also add your own pixel scripts. Everything that you need is here for you. Literally nothing is missed. And then you can also do the same thing for your thank you page. And then from there, we actually build our watch room. So you could come in here and create your watch room very easily. This is the page that people would view your automated event from. And down here, you can actually build your timeline to show at what time during the event. You could see the timeline here that you would like people to add offers, polls, handouts, or you want to add a simulated chat message. Again, we have everything here for you guys so that you can build a very powerful, high converting automated event funnel. And basically from there, I'm going to go ahead and exit out of that. And then the last piece of the puzzle is going to be setting up your reminders. We have built-in emails, built-in SMS, and then we also have tons of new integrations that you can actually direct link to. So you could see all of those here. So just like that, you see how easy it is to set up your own Webinar Kit software with our white label, which allows you to run all of your own automated webinars, live webinars, challenges, or multi-day webinar events. And in addition to that, have a ton of sub-accounts that you can give to your clients as another recurring income stream in your business. You could charge them for automated webinar service. You could charge them for live webinar service, and then they could use your sub accounts under your own brand without you having to develop a thing. Massive opportunities there. So in addition to that, if you're a high level user, our white label actually integrates directly into their white label. And I want to show you that real quick. So I'm actually inside one of our high level accounts right here. And you could see directly to the left over here, there's this option that says webinars. And just like that, you could see that Webinar Kit white label is integrated directly into here. So you can actually create this for your customers in high level. When you sell your full high level software, your snapshot to other people, you can actually embed webinars directly into that, which increases the functionality, the feature set for your customers, increases the value at which you could charge because you have all these sub accounts. And again, maybe you want to preload webinar funnels for your clients and customers. You could do that as well. So it just adds so many more dimensions to your snapshot for high level. Super easy to set up, only takes a few minutes. So just like that, you've got a really powerful addition to your business for your own personal webinars and challenges, automated or live, and then sub accounts that work inside of high level and without. So just like that, that's how easy it is to get started with Webinar Kit white label. Hopefully you found this demo super helpful, and we'll see you on the inside.
All right, so guys, that was the demo. Did a better job explaining it, than I could. So I'm just going to go ahead and pick back up into my slides here. But what did you guys think of the demo? Did you think it was interesting?
Super easy, man. Step by step.
Awesome. Okay, so guys, let's go ahead and head back into it. So basically, that was our demo. From there, guys, I want to kind of just summarize a special deal that we put together for you on this call. So this white label special deal is going to allow you to basically run unlimited live webinars and automated webinars. So the automated webinars with unlimited attendees and live webinars up to 500 attendees for personal use. So that again is going to cover like what Walt was saying earlier. You look at our competitors and they basically just for this piece, it's like a few $100s a month, right? Just for that piece. And actually in some cases more than that, because there's a few competitors that are like $300 a month just for running a few automated events, which is absolutely insane. In addition to that, you're going to get plans that we're going to show you our plans, but we have plans going up to unlimited sub accounts that let you rebrand completely to your own software with no mention of Webinar Kit anywhere in the tool. 100% custom branding, connect your own domain, API access, generic Zapier to use with it, Zapier functions to auto-create accounts for white label users, generic help desk, and 100% integration with high level. We also have some special bonuses for you. That first bonus being access to our course, Webinar Kit Academy. This is normally something we've sold before for over $2,000. It's our flagship course on scaling your business to 6 and 7 figures with webinars. How to make money with live webinars, automated webinars, and challenges are all explained in here, and how to build and fill high converting virtual events with ease, organically and or with paid traffic. So that's bonus number one. The second bonus is we're giving you all our marketing templates. So we're going to give you all of our webinar scripts, all of our email scripts, all of our funnel scripts, all of our social media scripts, and all of our ad scripts. And you could use these to plug in to do two things. You can use it to sell whatever your main business is. You could also use it to plug in and sell your white label sub accounts of Webinar Kit. So you have maximum flexibility here. This is going to save you over $10,000 from having to hire a copywriter. Because again, we spent all the money on hiring the best copywriters. I studied copy for years, and between those two things, we have a lot of marketing assets. And so we're just basically giving you guys all of those assets. So that's bonus number two. Bonus number three is we have another course called Webinar Kit Agency Accelerator. And this is how to build and scale an agency income using simple but powerful client getting strategies in less than 2 hours a week, taught by agency and high-level expert Lisa Parzial, who built her agency to $3.5 million. Okay, so that's number three. Number four is we actually have a private community. We have our regular Webinar Kit community, but we also have a private community for our white label partners where we share additional information in there, and we really give our top attention to our white label partners because when they succeed, we succeed. So we definitely make sure that we give extra special attention to the people who take us up on our white label. So that's bonus number four. Now, the last bonus is going to be a fast action bonus. This is going to be a special bonus discount for a limited time because you guys are part of Comet Suite, White Label Suite, and Walt's people. So basically, we have a special discount for you. But that's going to be our last bonus here. So how much should this actually cost at the end of the day? Let's say we charged you even just a measly $15 per white label sub account, right? Now, let's say you resold each one for $49, right? If you got 10 people paying you, you'd be paying us $150 a month, and you'd be turning that into $490 a month. That's a pretty good deal, right? Pay $150, and you bring in $490, right? If you got 100 people paying you, you'd be paying us $1,500 a month, and you'd be bringing in $4,900 a month. If you charge $99 a month and got 100 people paying you, you'd be bringing in $9,900 per month and paying us $1,500 per month. Now, here's the thing. We're not going to charge you $15 per sub account. We're not even going to charge you $10 per sub account. Actually, we're not even going to charge you $5 per sub account. We have an insanely low pricing. This is the price that you'll see on our sales page, which is our starting price is just $97 a month, and that gives you 10 sub accounts. We also have a 50 sub account deal, which is $297 a month or $2,997 a year. And we've got unlimited sub accounts, which right now is an insane deal of $397 a month or $3,997 a year. But because you're on this call, we're going to be giving you an extra 15% off, and this is going to expire in a few days. So you definitely want to make sure that you grab this as soon as possible so you can lock in for the lowest rate. All you need to pay today is $1. So basically, you guys can go to getwebinarkit.com/Walt. We could probably post that for you in the chat as well. But like basically, these are our three plans, and you're going to be able to join our white label partner program. And even if here's the crazy thing. even if you just grab the $97 a month tier, you're going to be able to run all of your own automated events and live events. That is still roughly 1/4 or 1/5 of what you'd pay for a competitor to do a fraction of that, right? Now, let alone the fact that you can make this your own brand. And you can basically come in and do that, and then still get 10 sub accounts that you can, if you all you did was word of mouth and said, hey, do you need, through your own communities, like, hey, I can get you the ability to do automated webinars, live webinars. Even if all you did was word of mouth for that, are you not, you basically, you can easily get 3, 5, 10 people in a year to pay you that money. And just like Walt said, now you're making money from the tool. You're not spending money. You're making money. So this can become an income stream in your business. Now, if you have a little bit of an audience right now, guess what? You're sitting on easy cash with Webinar Kit White Label, because in addition, again, to running your automated events, your live events, you can literally go out there, just get a few people to sign up under your sub accounts. You're going to be bringing in revenue. You're going to be bringing in serious revenue by doing that. So you definitely want to make sure that you grab that one of those higher plans if you've got a bit of an audience. So those are all there for you guys. Excuse me. It's getwebinarkit.com/Walt. I have a bit more of things I'm going to show you guys, but I'm going to just go ahead and pop into the questions just to make sure.
So while you do, mate, there's a question there from Anthony, which I just answered. Just double check my answer there, and Jared as well. Jared asks, "Are there done for you social creatives in bonus too?" And I saw that as part of your kit. So guys, those bonuses mean, like I said a few moments ago, if you're going to spend money on a webinar platform, and based on what we've talked about over the last couple of weeks, you should, because it just adds so much to your business. This one is 100% integrated, and you can sell it. And yeah, those bonuses mean that you've got all of the collateral, the sales pages, the copy, the ads, the email scripts, everything like that is already done. So if you've got coaches on your marketing target, you can go out and say, hey, let us set up an automated webinar platform for you. Special offer, $99 a month, and one sale, your entire monthly thing is covered, and you've still got then 9 that you can sell. So let me just, I'm just going to take that one out there, guys. Link in the comments. Here we go. Done like that. Getwebinarkit.com/Walt, Walt with a capital W there. We'll get you across and get you those special deals. But Stefan, you wanted to cover a couple other things. Again, guys, if you're going to grab a webinar platform, and I feel like it's the game changer for growing sales businesses and automated and all that kind of stuff. If you're going to grab it, this is a great one to grab, purely because of the integrations and the special deal that Stefan's used. Again, from a, we use it, we love it point of view. Let me just come across here and show you something. So I've got the special offer screen up on the page there. So you guys get that special deal with that specific URL, which is getwebinarkit.com/Walt. But in our platform itself, this is my login. So this is the workshop that we've been running. We've got all of the systems here. And what I'm going to be doing is showing you guys in another training all of the integrations with high level. So as we come down to high level here, we'll be able to see that we actually tag people when they've watched a certain amount of the webinar. We've got them going into automations when they've hit a certain spot, like the custom fields are automatically created. So guys, I'm going to be running that training whether you grab Webinar Kit or not. But the thing is that we use this to bring in people to our list, to run automated events that are just bringing in sales for us on autopilot. So it is an incredible opportunity to have a white label copy of this for less than the cost it would cost you to grab a platform to use anyway. So again, just wanted to throw that out there, guys, and make sure that you can see the deal that Stefan's put together for you guys.
Yeah, guys. So just like Walt showed, thanks for showing that, Walt. So yeah, I'm just looking at the chat. So just to kind of reiterate kind of what Walt said. So Anthony said, can we upgrade as we grow? Oops, I'm just going to go ahead and actually reshare my screen real quick, guys. So yeah, you can absolutely upgrade as you grow. And actually, if you grab a trial before the special discount period expires, again, guys, we're doing a really special deal for you. These prices in general are going up. That's not nonsense. We actually have been raising our prices since we started. In the next couple of months, these are going to be much more expensive because clearly the value is there. So this is going to be much more in line with what our base non-white label software are going to cost in the next few months. We're actually in the process of upgrading all of our prices, raising them. So right now, you'll be able to get a way better deal with any of these. But guys, $82 a month to have something in your business that can make you money, and handles all of your webinar tech is just a no-brainer when you look at the competitor prices. We're not making that up. Those are the facts. The numbers are out there. You can verify them yourselves. But basically, Anthony, yes, if you sign up today, you will be able to switch between the plans anytime, and we'll even lock you in for this pricing as long as you grab trial today. So guys, before I continue with the presentation, I just want to say all you need to put down today is $1. That dollar is going to give you a 7-day trial in there, and the trial works the same as normal webinar kit white label. You can get set up, and you can literally have potentially a few clients in the next few days, right? And then you're making money. Your tool is actually making you money, and you have access to being able to run those webinars yourself. So that's the power of it. And in 7 days, if you're unhappy, you can cancel. So this is really a no-brainer to get in there and start poking around and making sure that everything is all honky-dory. As far as the bonuses, Jared, we do have a bunch of different creatives and different things in our pack, but again, we're also adding more things regularly. So we try to give as many marketing templates and materials to our team as possible. And if something's working well for us, we pass it to our white label team as well. So that's another benefit that you get. And like I said, we do have that private group for white label people. One other thing I wanted to mention is that we actually, I showed you guys a little bit on, or you saw in the demo that we have a drag and drop page builder. So one of the cool things we're going to be doing is actually making it so our white label partners can create accounts that only do pages. So if you want to have a white label page builder as well that you could sell, we're going to have the ability for you to do that too. That's for all existing and all future white label partners. So that is something else that you guys are going to be able to do. I wanted to share a few more screens, and then I'll come back and definitely answer the rest of your questions. But guys, it is near impossible for you to not start benefiting from this, switching over to it right now. I have some competitors' costs here just to show you. So if you're using GoToWebinar, Zoom, and we talked about this a bit, this is for live webinar specifically, but even stealth seminar, like Walt said, these things are like hundreds of dollars a month, and they only do a fraction of the, not even including white label, but a fraction of what we do with automated events, live events. But let's say that you ditch whatever you're using now, whether it's Zoom or GoToWebinar, right? You replace your personal webinars alone, right? With that. Now, let's say you're running everything on Webinar Kit. And let's say that you come in and you grab our 50 accounts plan. And let's say you sell all 50 accounts and you charge a low $50 per account, right? 50 times 50, that's $2,500 per month coming in your business. That's pretty good that your webinar software is paying you $2,500 a month, guys. In addition to that, you can also resell each white label sub account. What if you sell everything for $100 a month, right? That's $5,000 per month coming into your business. What if you resell each white label sub account for $200 a month, right? Well, that's 10 grand right there. So you have massive flexibility here. Like we showed you guys, you could sell automated alone, automated and live, or just live alone. You have so much flexibility on how you're going to go ahead and sell these sub accounts. So if all this did was pick up, and if all you did was pick this up and replace your existing $250 a month software, would it be worth it? I think we know the answer is yes. If all you did was sell just 2 accounts at $99 a month, would it be worth it? Well, I think we both know the answer to that. If all you did was sell 1 account at $99 a month, would it be worth it? Of course it would. You'd be getting, if you started with our entry plan, you'd be getting it for free. But even on the unlimited plan, you're still paying less for all these features. What if you used it to bundle with some high ticket products or services, right? Which you could easily learn how to do with all of the training that we're giving you included in this. Well, that could be an easy $500 a month. Maybe it's a client who you're doing some basic services for, and you include this as part of the bundle. Now you're not just some coach. Now you're not just some agency. You come across so much more official, and you have so much more that you're offering. You're easily going to be able to beat out others for the sale if you're competing for the same sale. Would it be worth it if you sold just one agency service that you bundled this with? Of course it would. Of course it would be worth it. So let's just quickly show the math one more time. 10 sub accounts at $49 a month. Guys, that's in a year. That could be up to $58.80 a month, right? In a year. If you look at what's going to happen a year from now, because when you build recurring income, it goes up over time, right? If you're putting the right automations in place, you're using automated webinars. And by the way, guys, the beauty is you can set up your own automated system to sell this, like we talked about. So automated webinars are great for selling your main products and services, but even selling your white label. Now your webinar software is making you money instead of costing you money. And you're growing your brand, you're differentiating yourself, and you're selling more of your main stuff while doing it. So, guys, if you have purchased any of our webinar kit products before, it's okay. Just literally, you can go through the deal here with Walt and upgrade with this discount. And then if you're on a previous recurring plan, we'll just cancel that and move you to this one. So if you are, again, this deal is actually better than a lot of our deals. If you go to the regular webinar kit website and you just want to do automated webinars, it's $49 a month. We have some cheaper deals if you go yearly, but basically, let's say you look at the monthly cost, $49 for monthly webinar kit. We have an upgrade called Pro, which is another $49. And then if you get any of our live plans, they're anywhere from $30 to $70. So you're looking at like $120 to $170 a month to run just without white label. But if you get this plan right now, it's like $83 a month starting with the white label opportunity and the 10 sub accounts, which is obviously, again, less money and has all the functionality, more functionality, and you can make money from it. So that's really amazing too. So with that said, guys, I'm going to come back to this page here and just leave it up and answer all of your questions. We're going to leave this deal up for a few days. Like Walt showed a page there. You're going to be able to get in for a few days for this discount. And this is going to be an amazing, amazing opportunity for you guys to add that recurring revenue to your business. Again, you're getting the tech, you're getting the white label opportunity. You're getting all the training you could ever need on automated webinars, live webinars. You're getting all of the marketing templates you can need. You're getting the community support. You're getting even Webinar Kit Agency Accelerator. So you're going to learn additional ways to sell and get clients outside of webinars from Lisa Parzial, who is wonderful. She built her agency to 3.5 million. So again, guys, this, even if you're looking at it from the idea of you're going to run automated and live webinars, but that's all you cared about, this deal is amazing. But let alone all the other things we talked about, like the ability to turn it into a revenue stream, which is really cool. Awesome. So I'm just taking a look on the questions here. Someone said Synced Up Systems just signed up. Welcome aboard. Can't wait to see you in the group, and we're going to take good care of you. Tiffany asked, what's the minimum price we can sell webinar kit for? So Walt, I'm gonna follow up on the absolutely anything and just give you an absolutely almost anything. So we do limit one thing, guys. We don't let you to give these accounts away for free or charge a one-time price. We do have some very minimal limits. But right now they're somewhere around 29 bucks a month. I'm sorry. Actually, I have the numbers. I can tell you guys what the minimums are. But basically, guys, when you log in a webinar kit, we do have some guidelines of like the minimum you're allowed to sell for. So I'm going to go ahead and I have those here. I'm just going to pull them up because I never remember the exact numbers myself. But
so guys, don't forget that you can bundle as well. Like, so you've got most of the people on the call have got GHL, go high level. If you don't, you can get started with GHL for a free trial as well. So you can bundle a complete automated CRM system. You can bundle a lead generation program that brings leads into your funnel. And you can bundle in an automated and live events, webinar, workshop program into one and sell the whole package for $4.99 a month, right? So you can, even though there's minimums on that, you can bundle it and offer additional value. So those kind of options are amazing as well. Anthony, amazing to see you. Great to have you with us. I'm in signing up, says Jeff, we're in. Jared says, let's go. So guys, again, you got to drop down a buck today, $1, to grab hold of the deal. And I guess from my point of view, I have been a Webinar Kit member for 3.5 years, Stefan, 4 years, maybe nearly. We've run hundreds of webinars through there. I mentioned last week that in 1 month, the best month we ever did, we put together a webinar. We invited JV partners and affiliates to promote. So we got our database built from other people promoting our webinar, which was absolutely phenomenal. We put 2,500 people on our database and brought in over $50,000 in 1 month. And we did that on Webinar Kit. And this is something that, again, if you're going to have an automated, or you're going to have a webinar platform, this is a great one because of all the integrations and because of the deal. And you get to sell it, which is awesome. You make one sale, your webinar platform is free. It's really cool.
Yeah, like guys, like Walt said, he's been using Webinar Kit, including our different plans for years, and we've got all the features that you need. And just to kind of get back to following up on that for Tiffany, though, Tiffany, we do ask that you sell for a minimum of 97 a year or 27 a month for this pricing. That's actually less than our prices, so we actually let you undercut us, which is pretty great. But addition to that, like if you get in now, those are the numbers that you're going to be grandfathered into. Obviously, we may raise those for future users. Like in the past, we had different terms, but right now this is the best terms that you're going to see that you can lock into. I see Dave here says, off the wall question, can you choose virtual backgrounds in the live webinar? So Dave, we don't have that ability right now built in, but we do have tutorials to show you how to do that for free using some external software. And we do have it on our feature list to build in the virtual backgrounds. King, super excited to have you on board. Anthony, no worries. I'm glad you see the value here. Synced Up Systems says so amazing. Jared says, let's go team. Peter says, thanks, Stefan, and great value. Thanks, Walt and Johan, and very appreciative. King says, did hear if we upgraded after 10 accounts. Yep. So King, we're gonna honor this because you're one of Walt's people. We're gonna honor the ability for you guys to basically get in here and change those accounts. If you'd like to move up the ladder a bit, we'll honor these prices for you because you're coming in with Walt. So absolutely, we'll do that, guys. Now, again, guys, these prices are the lowest we're going to do, though. So you should put down $1 today. You don't want to miss that opportunity. The unlimited accounts is going to let you obviously have the best value. You can build, again, unlimited sub accounts. That's an insane deal, and we're not going to be able to run that forever. You'll actually see on our main webinar kit page, we have like maybe 1.25 months left on that deal because it's not sustainable for us long term. Like in no way are we are we getting away with murder here, guys. You're getting away with murder with what we're letting you do, which is why we're starting low with the prices and we're going to be raising them. We have raised them. So that unlimited sub accounts option for less than $400 a month, when you do it, I'm sorry, $330 a month when you take our special discount, and even less than that. What's $33.97 a year divided by 12, which is pretty insane. That is $283 a month. $283 a month for unlimited sub accounts, guys. That's less than Stealth Seminar, which just lets you run a few automated webinars, no white labeling, no live webinars, no funnel building, no white label page builder, white label automated webinars, white label live webinars. Guys, this is an insane deal. All right. And again, it's going to be up for a couple of days. Get webinarkit.com/Walt. Again, run your own webinars, grow your own business, and then build sub accounts. This is again, where can you be in 3 months, 6 months, 12 months from now with this? It'd be really, really insane. I don't see any more questions coming in, but if you guys have any more questions on the tech or on the deal or anything at all, please let me know. And we did have a bunch of you guys come in already, I'm seeing. So super excited to have you guys on. Obviously, a lot of you see the value here and how it could really help your business. But yeah, Walt, I don't know if you want to, I don't know how you guys usually wrap up the call, but basically,
simply by telling people to go and make a lot of money. That's how we normally wrap up the calls. So, hey guys, so thank you for joining us, and Stefan, thanks for jumping in, man. Again, team, we really want to make sure that you have everything that you need to go out and succeed. So think about, how am I going to use this in my business today? And we've talked about in the last couple of weeks how you can use webinars and presentations and workshops to grow your list, to build evergreen customers, to make sales. And one of the things that we know for sure is that you can get people to watch a video and they convert better. So even the white label video walkthrough that we've got in the white label suite members area, you've got that white label presentation. You can do the same thing as Stefan's done on his own webinar kit program. The same thing as that chiropractor did. You can get people to watch a video of your tool working, put it on your page, get them to opt in, get them to watch the webinar. They can ask questions, which comes through to your email. You can have an evergreen system with your existing leads program white label video that you've got right now. So again, how are you going to use this? Are you going to create an automated webinar series like we've done? We've just got workshops running in the background, Facebook ads, Google ads. We're about to turn on YouTube and TikTok as well. Just making sales all day, every day, plugging it into GHL. Are you going to take this out to coaches and sell them an automated webinar solution so that your fees are 100% covered? There's just different ways that you can do this. But one thing I know for sure is that in all of my time of running an online business, webinars have been the #1 income earner for me, without question. Without a doubt. I said on the training last week, my best ever webinar was $130,000 in 90 minutes, right? Which was pretty sweet. Webinars convert, webinars make sales. And I mentioned in one of our trainings, people call them workshops now because nobody wants to sit through a webinar because it's a thinly veiled sales presentation. But A workshop, sure, sign me up. Handouts, you can do all kinds of downloads and handouts using Webinar Kit. You can have offers flash up on the screen. You can have timed stuff. And I'm going to be running through all of that training in a separate part 4 of this one-to-many sales training. So Stefan, again, thank you for the time to come in. Thank you for putting together this offer. You guys have got a pretty amazing deal there to grab. Put down $1 today and you get to lock that pricing in, which is amazing. Think about how I can make one sale and have this whole platform covered. Then you've got a webinar platform you can use forever, and it's being funded by sales that you've already made. And let us help you with the training that we're going to roll out as well. We'll put this in a separate classroom in our school section. But again, Stefan, thank you, man. Say hi to Phil for me. And thank you for keeping Webinar Kit developing. I know that the GHL integration has completely changed the way we use the platform, and I absolutely love it. Just so seamless the way that it works. Kyle, our ops manager, when we're walking through the tag after 25%, tag them after 50%, you can send them to different follow-up messages. Like, it's just insane the work that you guys have done. So appreciate it. And guys, as always, from Johan and myself, from our whole team here at Comet Suite, it is the greatest honor and privilege of our lives to be able to stand next to you and help you guys build your businesses. And this is a great tool for you to be able to do that. So thank you for joining us. Look forward to seeing you in our next training, and go out and make some money. All right. Thanks, guys. Look forward to seeing you on the next call. If you want to grab that link, I'll post it in the chat one more time. Getwebinarkit.com/Walt. And I will see you on our next call. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Stefan. You're amazing, mate. See you soon.
Perfect. Take care, everyone. Bye.